And so, ladies and gentlemen, this MMA rules bout is for the vacant FNC minus 66 kilogram featherweight world title. This bout will be contested over five-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, Mr. Ilya Lucic. Fighters to the center, please, for your final instructions.
Gentlemen, you know the rules. Fight clean, listen to my commands at all times, keep yourself protected. Touch gloves if you want, step back.
So, POLITYLO enters with these numbers. Make of those what you will. POLITYLO, even if he does win, doesn't win the strap. SICAJA needs the win to take the title, but the referee announcing that there's already a 1-point deduction because POLITYLO didn't make weight. So it's an uphill struggle all the way. Basically, there's an expression of hiding to nothing. And I think for POLITYLO, unless he finishes quickly and punishes SICAJA, then you know, there's nothing really in it for him. But it's a sparky start for these two, and we could see a finish, an unusual finish in terms of not going the full distance. But it's 5 rounds, championship bout, featherweight, the vacant featherweight championship strap. Oh, there's a right hand, and POLITYLO could just cause the upset here and finish it quickly.
Massive connection here from POLITYLO, and that's how you get the motivation. You get the point taken away, and you have to go out there and take matters into your own hands. That's what he nearly did there, Will.
He's motivated, POLITYLO, but look at that, SICAJA just catches him, and SICAJA gets him to the ground. That's where he wants to live. And look at this guillotine on, but he won't hold POLITYLO. Just too much neck, and the shoulders too broad to get that going. POLITYLO, very, very focused and aggressive here, unusually so.
It's something we've seen, though, in the last few fights. He's definitely been a little bit more persistent, a little bit more in pursuit of the finish. And SICAJA better respect that. It's nearly an odds-even fight according to the bookies. In fact, the most likely outcome is that it goes 5 rounds.
Well, SICAJA nearly got caught out there early doors. POLITYLO now has evened it all out. And for 5 rounds, that was a sparky start. So let's just see how this plays out. You've got to be extremely motivated to get in there, knowing that, of course, whatever you do, you're going to be denied the end result. But he's so good-natured, POLITYLO, and such a great competitor. Fights out of SBG in Dublin, home to some of the great Irish MMA fighters. And does it again. Lazy, sloppy kick from SICAJA, and it allows the grab and the hit to happen. Now,
Arm guillotine. Nice. Goes barbell grip. Good defense here from SICAJA. He's finding a little bit of breathing space. Lovely. Turns into the opposite side of the arm. Crafty escape. SICAJA is well prepared. That was nice. Great sequence there from POLITYLO to go for the takedown and go for the choke.
Yeah, crafty choke from POLITYLO, wasn't it? And very aggressive for him early doors. That's a signal, hopefully, of what's to come. But SICAJA ready and waiting. And as you said, well prepared, Chris. He looks tight and obviously studied the tape. POLITYLO throwing some curves here and making life difficult for SICAJA, but still looks very comfortable. There's the lunge for the single leg takedown. And again, POLITYLO wants to get this to the ground where he can work. And successful then after 2 attempts.
And we've seen a lot of attempts at takedowns from both fighters, and that was really, I think, going to be a key marker, especially in a 5-round fight between 2 guys who love to push the pace for 3 to 5 rounds. The wrestling. Who can get the better of the wrestling, and who can do it more consistently across time? POLITYLO seems to have that edge thus far, Will.
Missed opportunity for ground and pound for POLITYLO. Couldn't get past the legs. SICAJA up into the perpendicular and looking just a little bit strained SICAJA, as POLITYLO is launching every attack available. We know he's got the cardio for 5 rounds at this level, but he gets taken there, a bit of escapology. Not a lot to trouble him. SICAJA just having a little look-see to see what's going to take POLITYLO to the ground.
That was a nice escape there from POLITYLO, the way he just was able to turn and almost do a on-your-knees sprinter's escape away from the takedown. Very clean athleticism. This is a pleasing pace to me, Will. It's kind of what I was hoping to see. It's just a shame about all the drama and the circumstances. I would say a better opening round than the last time. Spinning back fists here and attempts from SICAJA to kind of disrupt the rhythm. I think he really knows in this fight, Will, that now, especially nearly 5 minutes in, he's going to have to stop that shot from POLITYLO, stop the double threat. And SICAJA can do it.
Well, POLITYLO at the end of the round probably edged that, but just looking at some of the action again, we'll see in the replay. There was a point at which SICAJA got tagged and had to make a little bit of a recovery. That said, POLITYLO took some good hits, and this tail of the tape favouring SICAJA, but that was what caused the problem. He was hurt, and then we saw that choke attempt from POLITYLO defended by SICAJA. So POLITYLO took a win against Ronnie Jason here at FNC. That previous loss by the split decision to SICAJA. Then it was a 3-win streak. Kamil, Varzybok, Shimon, Rakovic, Blage, Majdan, and all at Babylon. But tonight he needs to win, but there's no prize at the end of it. Now this is a slugfest between these two. Big right hand there from POLITYLO. SICAJA puts a halt to the action with that takedown, but boy, for a 5-rounder, they're really coming to this.
Heck of a chin there from SICAJA. That's a couple of clean punches he's just completely shaken off and gone right back to something of his own.
Yeah, he's turned up tonight, so has POLITYLO, by getting in position to throw them. But this is where it becomes attritional. He's just got incredible cardio, POLITYLO. He can just do the same thing over and over and over again. And just look at him. He's just no guard, hands down, marches in, gets on his toes, gets underneath a big looping right hand from SICAJA. And SICAJA maybe just a little bit frustrated, thinking, what have I got to do to put him away here? But he's just relentless, the march. POLITYLO is hunting you down.
I'm impressed with his ability to keep his feet and his hands together with the boxing, but more importantly with the wrestling. There's a big difference between his posture and SICAJA's. SICAJA is often bent out of position and a little bit awkward, whereas you'll see POLITYLO's hips and his feet, they're all very much aligned when he's in on the shot on you. Part of that is your base, and part of that is your physical stature. He's a little bit shorter, stockier fighter.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the builds of MMA fighters like Anton Racic, where there's long body and shorter legs, but that creates a lot of advantages and leverage in certain situations. But POLITYLO, caution to the wind, he's just marching in, throwing big bombs whenever he can. Slightly better on the old record for SICAJA. Obviously the win against POLITYLO, then Tio Saldana Smith, Mert Ozildirim, Nemanja Topodorovic. These are all good wins for SICAJA. And he came a cropper against Itai Tratna. That was at FNC back in 2023, FNC Armageddon 4, but before that it was wins all the way. So just that loss in recent times for SICAJA. And There's a bit of trouble and wear and tear over the eye of POLITYLO, and SICAJA just claiming a small victory over that. But it's going to take a lot more than that for POLITYLO to be put away here tonight.
I agree. It's nice to see the urgency. I think he's at his best when he's the aggressor, and you can see that, especially with the point deduction. The road was always going to be even more inclined uphill, and I think that has lit a little bit of a fire underneath him. But SICAJA's counter right hand, I think, has found its home more than once or twice here in this round. Stepping into the jab, also smart, because he knows the forward pressure is going to be there from POLITYLO.
So evening up the score in terms of rounds. SICAJA having a better time of this than in the first, and POLITYLO not always having it his own way in terms of getting inside the pocket and landing his own shots. So in the clinch, POLITYLO doesn't really make anything of it. And a lot of evasion here from these two. I think they've realized they have to go the 5. So a lot of window dressing, a lot on offer, but not a lot of cash going in the till.
I'm curious to see what POLITYLO is waiting for. There's a lot more waiting, and maybe it's just the elusiveness coming from SICAJA. There's the counter right again from SICAJA. SICAJA is getting off the fence a lot more. Right when he sees he's going to run out of space in this round, his coaches must have said, don't let him take you down off the fence. And that hasn't happened yet.
Well, POLITYLO just doing an awful lot of nothing. Posturing, throwing up hands, and it's just can't all be down to the evasive skills of SICAJA, who is just moving around the cage. He's forcing POLITYLO to bring it on, and POLITYLO getting a little frustrated. That's what he wanted to do, but he loses the grips. Look at that flying hammer fist, and got creative all right. Oh, there's a drop, it's a knockdown! Jumping knee strike, the scissor knee. SICAJA from nowhere drops Pavel POLITYLO. That took something, because POLITYLO is tough to drop. And just look at his team celebrate the two brothers. POLITYLO absolutely taken out. That was a wonderful piece of skill. He drew POLITYLO in to the point where he just got so complacent and so bored with the non-contact jumping knee strike from that position. That was beautiful. Oh my goodness, that was a legend of the fall.
That was the championship performance we needed to see from Ivan SICAJA. First career knockout for the win, and the first career knockout loss for POLITYLO. Unbelievable jump there. He read that. He read the entry. There was a lot of setups coming from POLITYLO, and that's the way you punish a wrestling setup, Will.
Yeah, and perfect. I've always said that the attacker in a grappling exchange going for the shoot is exposed to the knee of a good kickboxer, but that was supreme. That could be strike of the year at FNC, and I have to say, if pain had a name, that name would be the knee of Ivan SICAJA. That was absolutely picture perfect. Just look at that. Well, and the new.
I agree, Will. It was really a championship performance because, again, he went out and I think the first round was a tie because of POLITYLO's point deduction. POLITYLO won the round. It would have been a 9-9. Incredible to see SICAJA go out there, stay composed, have some struggles, have to adapt, get away from the fence, and then eventually punish that shot. Because POLITYLO was giving him a lot of reads, and that becomes frustrating when you don't know if the guy's going to commit to a shot. That's a counter if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and I think POLITYLO got bored very quickly with chasing. I think he got bored with trying to bring the pressure, and he was frustrated because SICAJA had evaded him for most of the round. And just that moment where the thought process slowed down, he got sloppy, bang, taken out.
Yeah, for sure. The cage cutting was starting to become a little bit monotonous, perhaps. And again, that lull can really be a problem against a fighter who was explosive at times. We saw SICAJA landing the right cross a couple of times. He did find his mark. He was focused, and man, the right tool for the job there. Sometimes it's about picking the right technique. And boy, did he pick the right technique.
Yeah, and that was ice cold. It really was. Just unbelievably delivered. POLITYLO almost bored with chasing SICAJA. Impaled himself on the knee. I mean, it was just picture perfect. There you go. We have a new champion at featherweight here at FNC, and SICAJA, well, another FNC homemade product here tonight, just demonstrating what ATT Zagreb is capable of producing.
Let's go for the announcement.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes in round number 2 after 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Your winner by way of KO and the new FNC featherweight world champion, Ivan Türkiye SICAJA!
Pehar pobjedniku dati će predsjednik Hrvatskog saveza, gospodin Vladimir Bregović. Za tjedan dana ovdje u areni Zagreb počinje svjetsko hrvačko prvenstvo, pa sve ljubitelji borilačkog sporta pozivamo da podrže tu manifestaciju.